You're a burglar, only instead of stealing when you break in, you do things to mildly inconvenience your victims. What do you do?
I don't know how to approach this. Like, what would I even think of doing? This is like a reverse Home Alone. Like,
Oh, you really couldn't think of anything.
you gave me 2 minutes!
Okay, I saw that, and in under 10 seconds, I'm like, I go to their silverware drawer, and I bend just one time on every fork, either up or down, a few millimeters, enough to make them poke their lip.
Okay, I don't know if that's like the most boring thing ever, or you're a chaos gremlin somewhere deep
Oh,
inside.
I got one. Let me tag in.
Okay.
Go for it.
I want to use all of the restrooms in their home. Preferably do number 2 if I can, and not flush.
That's just gross.
See, what I said
Kieran,
is,
it's
if
your
this is
turn.
a repeated thing, and I say I can go in, like, say, every other night and do this crap, I will replace the batteries and, like, their remote controls with dead ones.
I think that's kind of evil. That's more of a chaos gremlin than my thing with the times.
It would
Okay,
be
okay.
mildly inconvenient.
And expensive.
Okay. You know, I like to play the Fallout games and the Skyrim game
Oh, yeah.
and like the Mass Effect games Paragon, if I can. Okay? Doing evil does not enter my brain.
But this isn't evil.
Bullshit.
This is chaotic. This is silly. This is practical joke level.
Like, yeah, but I can't think like that. That's not how my brain works.
So we're not the kids from the movie we saw last night. We're
But
not.
you
We're,
know,
we're
no
not
monsters.
we're not repeatedly torturing somebody for days.
Trying to convince her we're already all dead. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Those kids were little shits.
Like you've never seen the show Impractical Jokers, have you, Phil?
Oh, I've seen it many times. I just can't do it.
That's the example of a practical joke. What those kids did is an example of torture.
Okay, do you remember that? Do you remember that Jackass skit where I think it was Knoxville and Steve-O go around the golf course and they just sound the air horn at people?
Yes, that's a
Right.
practical joke.
I did that when I was in college, right? Almost got killed
By who?
by golfers throwing golf clubs at like 100 yards in your general direction. It's not fun.
Or were you waiting until they were fixing to, like, hit the ball?
Of course, every
Yeah,
time.
that's the
Okay.
idea.
It's a bit from the Jackass movie, which we need to watch
Never.
one night. It's
Never
it's
had
funny.
done any of that.
First one is. The other
Okay.
2 or 3 can go to hell.
But like, even still, I was spurred on to do that from like older friends and friends in my same age gap. Like, it doesn't enter my mind to do evil and mischief. I'm not a gremlin.
Yeah.
So the
Some of
golden
Jackass stuff-
retriever,
Sorry.
our own personal golden retriever is like, no, but if you want to inconvenience my friends, let me show you where all the things are that they love. I can't think of anything myself.
I mean, that's a case of pride, though. Like, look at this thing she worked on. It's amazing. Even if it's a burglar, I mean.
I mean, if Phil can't think of anything, we can continue going round table
Okay.
and make him think considerably less of us. Joe, have you got another one?
Wait, it's my turn.
Oh,
Bill, me, Joe. Okay.
no, well,
okay.
Joe went first before, didn't he? I don't know. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
Okay, fine. It'll be Joe, me, you, and then hopefully Phil.
It was Carol who went first, for the record.
That's what I thought. Okay, so my second one, and this is especially obnoxious if it's someone like 60 or older. Go into their home and change the timer on everything. Have one say 2 o'clock, another say 4 o'clock, another say 6 o'clock, another say noon, when it's actually like 5 o'clock.
That's awful. They would miss work in the morning if they would do that. Why would you threaten somebody's career over that?
It's a mild inconvenience. Besides, like, I could do their the cell phones, which most people use as a, their alarm clock, automatically sets You can't do that on a cell phone. You can, however, do it on the microwave and on the stove and on other such appliances.
You've come at
But
this
it wouldn't
premise wrong.
change. But
Okay,
it
you
wouldn't change like their watch or their cell phone. Because the watch is not an appliance, nor is the cell phone.
you've come at this premise the wrong way for me. You should be like explaining and extrapolating to me like, hey, this guy took your favorite stuff. How would you pay him back?
Now, the whole idea is you're a burglar, only instead of stealing, you just mildly inconvenience people.
Well, I mean,
Who are
the
you
way we're
publishing
going
this
about
video?
it, this could be to, upset somebody that you don't like, who's done something shitty to you.
Yeah, like who's this being published for? The police again? Like just as general evidence? I mean,
No, this is just silly banter. Just silly ideas. What are inconvenient things?
incriminating.
Only
Right,
if you
'cause
do
you're
shit like
actually
that.
gonna do
And
something
so
like
we're ever going
this.
to do anything like that.
Anyway, Joe, you're up next. Come on, bud.
Okay, well, let's assume these people have a Alexa or some type of Echo Dot.
Okay.
Speaking of which, I just triggered my Alexa. Alexa, be quiet. I would go around the person's house, and you could do some crazy stuff with your Echo Dot, and I would say, Alexa, at so and so hour, play a Yoko Ono song. Like at 6 in the morning.
evil.
And then I would have it like at 3 in the afternoon, play this Yoko Ono song. At 9 a.m., play this song. So at any time throughout the day where they could be doing any random thing in their house, they would have to listen to Yoko Ono.
That is evil. That is not just being a chaos gremlin. That is outright evil.
So like say like a couple are in bed and all of a sudden they just hear shut down. Do you believe in life after love? Just a sub volume.
That's actually a much better song than anything Yoko Ono's done.
You're right, Turtle Dreams is a better choice.
Yes.
Ooh, imagine if I could get that song on an Echo.
How many times does she go to the store?
Yeah, Joe, see if Alexa will play Rick D's the Disco Duck song.
Oh God.
Yeah. There's a weaponized piece of audio for you.
That's just silly. Yoko Ono is just, that's evil.
Remember when the kids once asked me, why did the Beatles break up? Like, Alexa, play songs by you-know-who. Alexa, be quiet. Give...
Oh, please, Alexa, play something by Yoko Ono.
Alexa, play Something's Cooking in the Kitchen
Oh,
by Don.
Jesus.
Okay, Kieran?
Mine would be pretty simple, but it would play out over probably a few days. Pull out the fridge, unplug it just enough that, it's not actually getting any electricity. And push the fridge back. So the fridge won't be working for that time. And it's not gonna, completely defrost over just like a day. This could take a couple days. So that'll kind of inconvenience people when they eventually sort of realize and notice and wonder why their fridge is not working and or broken. Nope, just the plug.
Oh, boy. Can you think of anything, Phil? Or are you still... No, I couldn't ever be me.
Swap the breakfast cereal boxes, I guess.
Ooh.
Ah, put the cornflakes in the Cheerios and the Cheerios in the cornflakes. Okay. Very mild.
Or better yet, switch the Trix with the shredded wheat.
Has anybody just thought about leaving the front door open? Like unlocking it and just walking out?
Phil, we don't want these people to get robbed. They're seriously
Yeah.
attacked by people. I mean, don't be a
Oh.
barbarian.
Okay.
We just want them mildly inconvenienced.
Getting shamed by the theoretical burglar. Okay.
The only thing being violated is dignity.
Oh, unscrew their light bulbs just enough that all their lights flicker. Just like randomly start flickering because they've mostly got enough contact, but it's just not quite enough and they'll start flickering. But not in all the rooms, only in like a couple rooms.
This one is less creative than the other two I came up with. But one thing that always annoys me is when I'm showering and I don't have, and I'm completely soaking wet and I don't have something I need to complete my shower. So maybe empty out all their shampoo bottles and then put them back.
I like that.
I think I got a good one, which is like actually a bit more inconvenient. Take out all the light bulbs. That's
Yeah, that
basically
would be worse than mine. I'm just like thinking, convince them they've got a ghost making the lights flicker. Because my mind works that way.
I have one that, well, if you're really good, you don't have to even get into their house. But a lot of people, their password is on for their Wi-Fi is on, like, the modem or the router or whatever. So you could just change the Wi-Fi password.
I have one, but I'm not sure if it's too evil.
Yeah, it wasn't the most evil thing you can do. Usually just take away the toilet paper.
Oh.
Yeah, but how do you do that in a way they wouldn't know?
We-
Because most people look before they crap.
Well, you just have one little roll left on the thing, and they don't think too much of it. They, in the back of their minds, they're like, "Oh, I'll sit down there in a minute. Wait.
See, I was gonna say, sneak into their house and replace stuff in the fridge, like milk, with expiration dates that don't match the ones on the carton. And you can do this with other things too, I think. Like, say the milk's gonna expire in, like, I don't know, 5 days. Put it in a milk carton that says it doesn't expire for 10 days.
Yeah, but I assure you, when I open the milk, I will know.
Change the Wi-Fi password."
Who already said that one?
Phil.
Yeah,
That's what Kieran
Phil.
did.
I just said that.
Okay, here. Oh, if you go eat shrimp, save the shells. Like off the tails. And put a little piece of shell in every curtain rod.
Leave a little note on the couch in the morning when they wake up. It reads, "Thanks for the lovely night last night, signed Tatiana," with a big smooch on the side of it.
I mean, if it's a married couple or something that you're, doing this to, I mean, that probably, you could argue more than a mild inconvenience, but I mean, I'd do it.
Every single set of contact lenses take one half of the lens.
Oh.
Are you reading this off the internet?
I'm trying to think of, like, things in my own house.
I didn't know you wear contacts. I know you wear glasses.
I used to. I still don't wear them now. Glasses all the way.
You can apply that same concept to a lot of things, like shoes, for example. Take one of their shoes and hide it somewhere in the house.
Just take the shoelaces.
Take one of every pair of socks.
See, that
Put a
wouldn't
load
work
of drops of vanilla extract right in the back of their oven, so whenever they next cook, it's gonna smell like the Pillsbury Doughboy took a shit in their living room.
Incidentally, replace all the aspirin with, like, decongestants, maybe?
No, that's not. We learned
That's
last
fucking with
night.
medication. Yeah,
You
No,
know,
don't fuck with
laxatives?
medication.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. it just-
Ever. No. Fucking with medication is way more than just a
Oh,
mild
I'm sorry. We
inconvenience.
were just inconveniencing people that lose their jobs for different times and everything. But
No, that would not make somebody lose their job. I
that-
said
Yeah.
appliances. An alarm clock, if they still use one, is not an appliance.
yeah, maybe not.
And if if you stick to appliances, then you would not be doing their alarm clock, so it would not screw with their ability to get up and go to work. It would just mess them up about whether or not it's lunchtime, dinner time,
use the TV remote to subscribe to Babe Station and all of the friggin' adult channels. Just leave.
I got another one. If they got a cat, just straight up take a shit in their litter box. That'll freak them out.
Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of gross.
So basically, do an Amber Heard.
That's what cats do anyway.
Yeah, but cats are a lot smaller. Oh, under the couch cushions. If they have dogs, under the couch cushions, put a little piece of liver. Dogs will go nuts tearing up those cushions looking for the liver.
Grab revenge?
I think that's more than a mild inconvenience. I'm pretty sure that's a trip to the doctor.
What about getting something super spicy and using a turkey baster to stick it into something it wouldn't belong into? I don't know, putting hot sauce into vanilla ice cream.
I don't think that'd probably work as well as you'd think, but
Although I did participate one time in what we're going to call a practical joke, many, many, many years ago, of opening up somebody's condoms, but super carefully, splitting the two pieces where they're sealed, and sprinkling a little cayenne pepper on the condom and then resealing them. That was inconvenient and painful. Apparently it burns there. Why is nobody else laughing at this one?
Replace the toothpaste with suntan lotion. Classic.
I mean,
How?
there's that, but I mean, on the other hand, I think it would be better if you replace their suntan lotion with toothpaste.
Okay. Joe, you said how? I know a guy. We all know a guy if you look good enough.
If you try hard enough, I'm sure there's ways.
Yeah, I couldn't believe, hey, you could actually just order an ostrich egg at one point, so you could have it as, a Sunday dinner. But
Here's the thing, though.
For 20.
When it comes to toothpaste, okay, I get how you get stuff out of the tube. I'm how do you get shit in the tube without using a machine?
Use a blunt tip syringe.
Oh, okay.
okay,
Or, for that matter, a pastry bag.
you're looking at, this little bastard toolkit of mischief here as if, it's the Gemini killer. Stop, Joe. No expertise or professionalism is, actually required here.
Hey, at least I'm not used to anything from Linda Blair's tape of torture. I'm not suggesting putting a lock on a gas cap.
Yeah, getting a guy killed.
So, Joe, are
No,
you familiar
the
with the bags, the pastry bags that are used to decorate cakes and stuff with the frosting?
I use those
Yeah.
all the time.
You do?
I do make cakes.
I didn't know you decorated and made them all pretty. Okay, that's cool. I don't go to all that trouble personally, but hey, more power to you. But you can use those to refill a tube of toothpaste.
Oh. Okay. I never imagine putting something. I guess you could.
Oh, now see, evil me, especially after, the whole Gorilla Glue thing, would use glue. Because I am evil. I'm more than just a chaos gremlin. I'm a horrible
Honestly, I think that would be a better use for the hot sauce.
Ooh.
Yeah.
A little Tabasco in the mouthwash.
Well, here's an idea. What if they have a gumball machine, and you replace the gumballs with Play-Doh?
Who the fuck owns a gumball machine?
I know.
Yeah.
What?
My uncle does.
Yes, I forgot, your family and their yachts and whatever. Fucking
A
gumball. What the
gumball
hell?
machine is a yacht, really?
Well,
It's a
clearly
frivolous
not,
thing
but-
owned by rich people.
Yeah.
Hence the comparison.
He's a teacher, for fuck's sake. How much do you think he makes?
I did.
It's a 1970s confectionery, antique at this point.
Now, see, at my house, the biggest inconvenience is a certain little high-energy puppy dog who likes to disembowel stuffy toys and get stuffing all over my house. Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Well, here's another thing, getting back to the toothpaste. Imagine, like, the people have an open bag of Oreo cookies. Replace the cream from the Oreo cookies with toothpaste.
Or shaving cream.
Or shaving cream.
Toothpaste would be better. I've actually heard that one before.
I mean, if we're gonna go down routes like that, I mean, you can get, like, hair removal cream. Replace shampoo with that.
Oh. Oh.
That's really bordering on evil and more than a mild inconvenience.
On the other hand, it could work for some people instead of, them shaving their heads.
Yeah, maybe.
Might be more convenient. Depends on the person. Somebody might be like, oh, this actually worked out really well. See, do you want the inconvenience to backfire on you and for them to be like, oh, wow, this is actually cool?
No, I mean, it depends on who you're doing this to inconvenience.
Pose is
True.
I imagine
Well-
for 90% of people that would not be remotely convenient.
Pose as a dead body on the floor for when they wake up in the morning.
I mean, if you want to get arrested.
I was thinking of Saw then. I mean, no, they're gonna like freak out, call the ambulance, and you just sleep, and then you just get out of it. Then
Hey, why not just pull a Sideshow Bob? Put a bunch of rakes around them while they're sleeping.
no, that's actually like quite dangerous. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Wait, when you go through the cupboards and like pour fake blood or something on like all of the clothing, so they freak out whenever they wear it.
Or real blood.
Well, it's a setup though, isn't it?
Just so long as it's not of a murder victim. So if you go to the blood bank and steal a bag of blood, which I do not recommend because that's a really shitty thing to do, just make sure that the person whose blood you stole has not been murdered.
It's a very
Because then it would be
special
more than just inconvenience.
I'm pretty sure you can just buy pig's blood from the butchers and that would work, but okay.
Well, we don't really have a lot of butchers around here.
Yeah, it's still common enough here.
Although I know enough people that hunt deer that could get me some deer blood. Whenever, season again. Most everything I'm thinking has to do with having pets.
If you
Well,
wanna... I'm going, Karen.
Well, if they have a whole chicken in their fridge, completely remove that and just leave a live chicken somewhere in their house.
I just thought about going through it and like every photo and painting and everything, any kind of picture, anything framed in their house, tilt it.
What
Tilt
about
everything.
what
A little
about
smiley
going
face.
what about going through like their favorites on Netflix and like, replacing all the things they would normally watch with really creepy stuff like cuties?
That I'm pretty sure got taken off. Thank God.
Why don't you find out the house number, and then later down the week you call them and say, "Hey, I'm pregnant."
Because most people don't have landlines anymore. But
And
yeah,
most people would just tell you it's a wrong number.
yeah. Oh, congratulations!
No, but
Although
that's
if
where
I
the
heard I'm pregnant out of your mouth with your voice,
yeah,
I'd be
obviously
like,
not me.
you could get rich. You could be very rich because you don't exactly sound like a woman. That's just the way I think.
What about going on their computer and screwing with their autocorrect?
I don't know, can you?
Yeah, you can.
Really? I never knew that.
Why don't you phone up to a gay gigolo and then have him come around?
Because you're doing things in these people's houses to mildly inconvenience them.
Oh. Yeah, but why not though?
Like, take all
Good.
their encyclopedia and put them out of order.
You could screw around with the autocorrect and like, what's a really difficult word to spell? Kernel, I guess.
Not really, but okay.
All right, whatever a difficult word is to spell, and you can just have the autocorrect generate. I don't know. I like to eat human toes.
Okay.
I'm laughing at Joe thinking I like to eat human toes. Like that's the first thing out of his imagination.
Why don't you phone up and arrange a donkey show for the previous week? Get Kinky Kelly around on a certain day.
I'm just saying, if you really want to fuck with somebody, you could be creative when you screw around with the autocorrect.
But this isn't supposed to be like totally fuck with somebody. It's just mildly inconvenience them. Let's just inconvenience them.
Do you always watch too many Jim versus Dwight episodes on The Office? I'm finding.
Like, sprinkle Legos on the kitchen floor near the coffee pot.
Oh, don't do that. Not in the kitchen. That's very dangerous. The kitchen's the most dangerous place in the house.
That's actually evil because if you go into the coffee pot, it usually means that you just got up and you're not awake. So yeah, that is more than a mild inconvenience.
You know what? Just use something like slang, like LOL or WTF for the autocorrect thing, because those would come up as incorrect.
So you like to eat human toes?
Yeah, like the guy would go LOL, and suddenly that would come up.
Yeah, very weird place you went to.
I have an imagination.
I'm just thinking about Joe eating human toes.
Of course not, Carol. I'm not a cannibal. Don't be a barbarian.
I don't think it's really a cannibalism issue that we're wondering about here, Joe. I know you like running, but I didn't realize you were into feet.
I am not
You
in the
strange,
feet.
strange man.
I am not in the feet. I am not Tarantino. That might be a man who eats human toes. Have we tapped this well dry? Like, is this enough?